Good morning. My name is Maddie Tanaka, and I will be your chairperson for today's Ohigan service. Are there any visitors or new students and families here this morning? First, we will have Sambujo on page 24 in the Big Book, followed by Hyobya Kumon, then Sutra chanting Junirai on page 20 in the Little Book and page 67 in the Big Book.
on this occasion of the spring Ohigan service, the members of the San Jose Buddhist Church Bitsune have reverently come before me, the Buddha, with deepest reverence and thankfulness for the all-embracing wisdom and compassion of Amida Buddha. We reaffirm the three homages. Namah. 대슈텐닌 쇼크교 아미다 센료송우손 자이히미메어한나고 문여부시슈이네옴 본징신조녀센놈 샤마타 견여소금 료모군조냐 구쇼랭에 봉아초라이미나손 벤세엔 조뇨망핫 이코윤요센니징핫 조뇨탱크구시라 봉아초라이미나손 간논조다이 간지어주 슈주며소호쇼곤 노무궁예 노마케어만 공아초라이미나손 무비무응응어쇼좀 슈통응케어케준요꼬구 쇼사리야 그통의지사이 홍아초라이미나손 기뻐며 몸보사슈 문여쇼마조산난 이쇼슈종한리기지요 홍아초라이미나손 다이오겐지쇼게 쟁몬쇼조면나이자 오히사존요센노 공아초라이미나손 제뽀쇼라이 쇼무시 갱엔진스시 안락 생모성엔 효군요 홍아초라이미나손 조무조무아토 야군요스잉아즈넨요로 이슈세포무묘집 홍아초라이미나손 이탐부세 주문 Namanda, 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 Namanda.
We will now have Daihyo Shoko by the following organizations: Cub Scout Pack 611, Boy Scout Troop 611, Daisy Troop, Brownie Troop, Junior Girl Scout Troop, Cadet Troop, Senior Girl Scout and Ambassador Troops, Lotus Preschool, San Jose Dharma School, San Jose Junior YBA, DSPO, San Jose Betsuin, Now we will have Gatha, Tsuki, Deta on page 96, followed by the Golden Chain, which is located on page 2 in the Little Book and page 15 in the Big Book under Golden Chain 1.
Tsuki nga 月のようにまん丸い月が出た月が出た鏡のように曇らずに御仏様のお心は月のように曇らない月が出た月が出た地の光に守られる御仏様のお子供は月のように美しい。
The Golden Chain.
I am a link in Amida's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I will keep my link bright and strong. I will be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will think pure and beautiful thoughts, say pure and beautiful words, and do pure and beautiful deeds. May every link in Amida's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace.
Namo Amida Butsu.
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 Now we will have Dharma lesson by Reverend Mikame.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Thank you for being here. Okay, today we're observing the spring equinox day or Ohigan service. So Ohigan or equinox day is a time when the length of the day and night are the same. It symbolizing the delicate balance of the universe. Before the transition to the next season. The name Higan means crossing over to the other shore. And other shore symbolizes the world of Pure Land, the world of enlightenment, or Pure Land, as expressed in the Jodo Shinshu Buddhism. So other shore is opposed to our everyday life with its ups and downs and expressed by the term this shore. Higan is an abbreviation of To Higan, which means reaching the other shore. So the Buddha's teachings or Buddha Dharma help lead us from this shore to the other shore, or spiritual awakening. And Shakyamuni Buddha, who is the founder of the Buddhism in India, taught his disciple Shariputra in Amida Sutra like this: all the way west from here, beyond the lands of countless Buddhas, there is a Pure Land where there is a Buddha named Amida Buddha. Amida Buddha is living there and living there now and teaching the Buddha Dharma. Shakyamuni Buddha showed us the direction where the Pure Land is. Which direction is the west from this temple? Which direction? Do you know it? No. Yeah. Oh, which? Yes, correct. Good job. I tried to check which direction is west this morning, and then I took the smartphone with the app, but I couldn't I didn't know how to use it. So yeah, correct. Thank you for showing the way. Yeah, this way is the western direction. Yes, and then I heard the Jodo Shinshu temple facing toward the west. Yeah. Facing toward the west, yes. It seems like it's correct, yeah. The direction of west is the key here. But if you keep on proceeding west, what will happen? Right. Okay. You will come back to the original place. Yeah, because the earth is round, right? So, Shakana Buddha didn't mean that the west as a home, west, the mere location of the Pure Land. But here, what he wanted to show us is the feeling that west means. Do you know where the sun rises and the sun sets? Okay, go ahead. Where the sunrise in the? Yes, correct. And then sun sets in? Yes, correct. Thank you. Good job. Wow, that's amazing. And then what will happen after the sun sets? Maybe yes. Yep. Yeah, west. Yeah, west. Yeah, it is. It become a nighttime, right? It is a nighttime. So when the sun sets, right? If we regard the east as the beginning of the day, and the west will be the closing of the day or night, right? For example, suppose you wake up in the morning and leave your house, go to school, and study and have a good time with your friends there. When the sun sets in the west at dusk, where do you go? Home. Yes, you go home, correct. Your family pick you up and you go home to have a dinner with them. You take a shower and you go to bed and rest for another day. And this is what adults do as well, right? Yep. Thank you. And then when the sun goes down, we go home and rest our bodies and minds too. So, just as there is a home where everyone goes home at sunset, the Buddha told us that there is a Pure Land where all life is embraced with a peace of mind in the western direction where the sun sets. And the Shakyamuni Buddha likened the direction of the west to a home where everyone can feel safe and return home. And since we haven't yet been to the Pure Land, strictly speaking, the expression "return" is not completely accurate. However, it is a feeling of welcome from Amida Buddha and a wish to make a Pure Land as a spiritual home, as if you were at our true home. I like being at home. Do you all like being at home? Yes. Yes? Okay, good. Why do you like it? I don't know. Yeah. Maybe, is it because your important family members are waiting for you? Yeah? And then, is it because maybe you can do what you want, or TV games, or Switch games, or yeah, maybe watching TV movies, or something like that? Maybe, something like that. Sleeping, yeah, maybe, yeah. Maybe you can relax at home, and because you don't, so they don't get angry when you do something stupid, right? Yeah. There are days when you have fun, and days when the teachers or friends or coaches are disappointed or angry with you. Days when you are happy, but how do you feel when you see your parents or family members who always come to pick you up, or when you see them at home after a day at school? Aren't you relieved or happy? Right? So why would you be happy? I guess you feel relieved even if you haven't gone home yet, but just seeing them make you feel like you are home somehow. Why is it? Because maybe, they are important people who love you, both and bad, and who care about you as precious treasure. And you're also invaluable to them. And you are the one who gives them the strength to do their best. So just having someone there who think of that the way makes you feel safe, like you're at home, even if you're not at home, and in the place where there is such an atmosphere of acceptance and relief, and in front of people who make you feel relieved, maybe you can feel safe to be vulnerable or expose your weaker side of yourself and shed tears. It is wonderful to be able to have such places and people in your life. Maybe as you grow up, I'm sure you will meet more and more people who make you feel at home and which will enrich your life a lot. And I hope you will be the people you will be the home-feeling people for someone else in the future. I would say the home could be like a shelter, somewhere where we can unload our sufferings, anxieties, and fears which we have. And home, somewhere you feel safe and peace and be you. And Shakyamuni Buddha told us that Pure Land is a place where everyone can feel safe, a world like home where you are allowed to be just as you are. It is not the place where you go after your life has ended, but a world where you can rest, which you're sheltered, and makes you feel at ease as your home. Or you can find a place of refuge even in the midst of your current life. So Amida Buddha is a Buddha of such a pure land. But Amida Buddha also the Buddha who is always here for us in our lives, in the resonance of Namo Amida Butsu, we hear and chant, so that we can feel at ease, like at home. And our loved ones who were born in the Pure Land before us are also here with Namo Amida Buddha as a Buddhas. It is not somewhere far away from this world. It is here. This is a time of year when the sun sets in the far east, far west. Sorry. This is a time when we can feel the Pure Land closest to us as our home, where we can rest our hearts and minds in peace. Okay. Thank you very much for your kind attention. I'd like to close my talk with Kansho and then Butsu. Please join me in Kansho. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Thank you.
Thank you to Reverend Mikame. We will now have Gatha farewell on page 45, followed by the promise located on page 5 in the little book and page 15 in the big book.
Dharma school is over for another day. Let us gather round the shrine, bow our heads and say, thank you, teacher, for your help. Thank you, everyone. Buddha's love will keep us safe till work is done. So we'll meet again next week. Won't you take good care? Let us try to do what's right, always kind and fair. We shall spread the happiness faith in Buddha brings. Now it's time to say goodbye till we meet again. Namu Amida Butsu, sing this fine refrain. Namu Amida Butsu, sunny day or rain. Namu Amida Butsu, strong in faith remain. Namu Amida Butsu, till we meet again.
The promise.
We thank the Buddha for showing us the way of freedom. We will endeavor to walk in his noble path every day of our lives.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida
Namo
Butsu.
Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida
Namo
Butsu.
Amida Butsu.
Thank you to Rinban Sakamoto, Reverend Mikame, Mr. Akizuki, and Mrs. Tanabe, and to organist Mr. Yoshihara. Are there any announcements?
Good morning. My name is Lynn Yamaichi, and I am here representing Generations Unite Casino Night. It is in a few weeks, and we are really ramping up on the last-minute details. And we're so thankful for a lot of you who have signed up, and we're thankful for all of the donations that we have received. We have a really, really fun night planned. If you don't gamble, that's okay. You can still win prizes. So you'll get so many chips, and if you decide you prefer not to gamble, that's okay, because you can take those chips and turn them into raffle tickets. We have a bunch of wonderful prizes. We have space for you to attend still, so we hope we can see you. Information is on the back, April 1st, 6 o'clock to 10 in the Hondo. It's going to be a lot of fun, so hope you can join us. Thank you.
Just to back up what Ms. Lynn talked about. So there's a misconception that this was a Lotus-only event. It's not. It's totally for the entire Sangha and for anyone else. Please join us. The proceeds will go to our Generations Phase 2 building, the Dharma Center. So please join us. It should be a lot of fun. Other things, I got a couple other announcements. So thank you for those of you who joined us for the Boy Scout dinner the other night, last week. It was fantastic. We had a really good turnout, so it was really good. Another thing is we have a golf tournament. We have our annual golf tournament coming up on April 24th. It's a Monday, so hopefully you can join us. It's this year will be the first time in a while. We've gone to the Villages golf course in South San Jose. It's a really nice golf course. So we'll play a round of golf there, and then we'll all come back to the Hondo here, and we'll have our, to the gym here, and we'll have our banquet here afterwards. So hopefully you can join us. It's a lot of fun. We have all ranges of abilities that people play. I mean, it's not like it's a real high pressure type of deal. Anyone can play like me, so it should be good. So hopefully we'll all see you there. Thank you.
Before everyone leaves the temple, please straighten all the books for the next service. Those of you who are interested are welcome to attend the adult English service following this service. For your safety, please obey the crossing guards and look both ways before crossing the street. Thank you for attending today's service.
Hi, Yuki. Good morning. Good morning. Arigato. Bernie, how
can't realize how old. I mean, it's been a long time since I've been to the Buddhist church. So when I said, I look at this and I say, I'm so totally different, right?
I was at the Open Buddhist Temple.
You were?
Yeah, I served there 76 through 79.
Really?
And
Wow.
Reverend was the minister there at the time. So I worked with him there.
Oh, good. So
Upstairs,
you may have known my auntie then, because she's been at the church for many years. Mary Hiramoto.
Oh yeah, oh she passed away?
Yes, that's my auntie.
Oh
And
yeah.
yeah, she was my, well, I'm part of the Mori family, so she was a Mori, but she Mary Hiramoto, and then Alice is the last aunt that's around now. So, but we have a lot of Moris around. You didn't know that? Oh.
Yeah, she was she president? Did she? No.
No, she was in the she was did all the secretarial work in the church.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, small world. Okay.
Okay, see you later. Good morning. Good morning. Good to see you. Good to see you. She's doing good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. Morning. I wonder if Ralph is gonna come this morning. Oh, sorry. Good morning. Good morning. See you.
Is Michael here? You want to do it? Yeah, sure. Okay.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Dennisaki Zuki. I'll be your chairperson for this morning's Spring Ohigan service, and it's good to see so many people here today. Before we begin the service, just a reminder that we ask there's no food or drinks in the Hondo, and also please turn off your cell phones. Anybody new here for the first time? Oh, cool. Why don't you introduce yourselves? Stand up and say hi to everyone.
Good morning, I'm Stephanie.
Welcome. There was somebody back there. Welcome, Dana. And people here in the... Welcome to you all. Good to have you here. If you need any help, just look around and for some help if you need to find some what we're doing. Okay, we'll begin this morning's service with sutra chanting Sambujo, and then it's Juseige, which is on page 93 in the large service book, the big book, or page 23 in the small book, the Dharma School service book.
Namanda, namandos, namanda, namanda, namandos. Today, on this occasion of the spring Ohigan service, the members of the San Jose Buddhist Church Bitsin have reverently come before me, the Buddha, with deepest reverence and thankfulness for the all-embracing wisdom and compassion of Amida. We reaffirm the three homages. Namanda, 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 namanda.
Since we have new people, I'll explain a little bit. Sambujo is usually something that's chanted at the beginning of services. And the sutra we chanted, Juseige, one of the things it talks about is saving the poor and suffering. I hope that's right. Right, Rinban? I'm right, okay. I got that right. Okay, we will now have Daio Shoko by the following organizations. Adult Buddhist Association, Buddhist Women's Association, Morganeo Hoakai, San Jose Betsuin. Everyone, please rise for the Gatha Hotoke-sama, which you'll find on page 55 in the little book. Please remain standing for the three treasures, which is on page 3 in the Dharma School Service book.
姿見えてキラキラと心の光る仏様 If you turn to page 3 in the Dharma School service book, please join in reading of the three treasures. Hard is it to be born into human life. Now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One. Now we hear it. If we do not deliver ourselves in the present life, no hope is there that we shall be freed from suffering and sorrow in the ocean of birth and death. Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in Buddha. May we all together absorb into ourselves the principle of your way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves our supreme will. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depth of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become units in true accord in your life of harmony, in a oneness freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through ages of myriads of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda. Thank you. Please be seated. Good morning and welcome to this morning's spring Ohigan service. A couple of things. Some of you may notice that some of our members here are wearing Monto Shikisho. It's kesas. Dennis, you stand up. So this Monto Shikisho is worn. Okay, thank you very much, Dennis. Sometimes worn by either leadership or organizations. Some organizations have a Monto Shikisho as well that they'll wear. So like the BWA, Karen is our president of the BWA, so she's wearing a Monto Shikisho this morning. And Larry is also wearing, very good Larry, also wearing a Monto Shikisho. He's the president, so he's wearing a Monto Shikisho. And then Sumi is here from one of our minister assistants, as is Dennis, wearing a Monto Shikisho. So the Monto Shikisho is a part of a group of these kesa that is based upon article of clothing that the disciples of Shakyamuni Buddha had, and they continue to this day. And this, what I'm wearing, is called a gojo gesa. So it's a 5-layer kesa. So it has 5 layers. These were part of their clothing. So it was like a cloak that the monks would wear, and would protect them from the elements. And this cloak that they wore, like the robes that they were to be collected and made from material that they collected from scrap piles. And so so it's all patched in these layers. On the back, it's not as clear here on the back, but you can see, well, even this you can't see, right? It's too dark, but it's patched together and made similar to the way that these were made in the time of Shakyamuni Buddha. Nowadays, these are not collected from scrap piles. There are very valued expressions of this, the ministry that people are ordained and a part of. I have a very old kesa, gojo gesa, that I received from Mrs. Okano, who was the wife of a minister of the temple that I used to attend when I was in Dharma school. And when Reverend Okano passed away, Mrs. Okano gave me the kesa, the gojo kesa, that he used to use. And she gave that to me, and so I treasure that. It's really beat up. He used it for many, many years, and it's all kind of worn out, and you can see the thread is in tatters. This is kind of getting to that point too, but the kesa that I received, the gojo kesa that I received from Mrs. Okano, something that I treasure. I don't wear it, but I treasure because it is something that reminds me or that comes from a part of my history, a part of my family's history. And it is something that I treasure and value. But so that's why some of the members here are wearing this Monto Shikisho. It's based on this article of clothing from the time of Shakyamuni Buddha. In the various schools of Buddhism, there are kind of variations of this, but you'll see some with a very loose kind of a kesa, but similar to this. Others will have a very short kesa, but also based on the same idea of a cloak that was worn by the disciples of Shakyamuni Buddha, gathered from scrap material. That's why the color, the saffron color of the robes had this kind of uniform color because the material was all collected together and from scraps again and were dyed with this saffron color. And so that color kind of stayed throughout the centuries as a color that the monks would use. The other thing I wanted to mention before I get into it's really not, but Dennis mentioned about Juseige, which we read. And again, Juseige is something that we read regularly, and a part of the Juseige, there is this line, Ishu Kai Hozo. Ishu means for the sake of all beings, Kai Hozo means to open up the Dharma storehouse. That Kai Hozo, Ishu Kai Hozo, that line occurs about 2/3 of the way through this Juseige, which we read. But the last three characters, Kai Hozo, are these three characters here above our onaijin on this gaku. And it reads from the top to the bottom, Kai Hozo, again, which means to open up the Dharma storehouse for the sake of all beings. Buddhism is about the resolution of difficulties. Buddhism is about resolving difficulties, not making things more difficult, making things harder, but it's to resolve the difficulties that we cause and experience. And there are many ways or many paths that we might follow to get to the point where those difficulties are resolved. In many traditions of Buddhism, there are practices that are prescribed that you do every day. It might be meditation, it might be reading of sutras, and the studying of sutras certainly. It might be a silence, it might be walking. There are practices, many kinds of practices in Buddhism that addresses these difficulties that the source of the difficulties that we cause and experience, and how do we begin to resolve this? And to resolve this, we need to begin to cultivate the mind that simply sees things as they are, free of prejudice, free of preferences, that simply sees things as they are. Today, we are observing this Ohigan service. Ohigan is unique to Japan. It began in Japan, I think in the 9th century, 9th century. The Emperor Somu proclaimed that this day would be a day that religious people, monks, monks and nuns would be able to enjoy a day of relaxing day, reading or studying at their leisure, but also that the lay people would also be able to spend time studying the teachings of the Buddha. Not rigorously, but in this time where both day and night are of the same length, and we have a kind of a balance in it's not balanced in our weather nowadays. Our weather is terrible. It's been a terrible season this year of rain, which we haven't had in such a long time, but now we have too much of. But this balance, this time of the year when day and night are of the same length, to bring into balance our lives, and so to be able to listen to the teachings of the Buddha. Lay people were, working, living challenging, difficult lives, and so they were given the opportunity to hear the teachings of the Buddha, to take a rest from their everyday kinds of lives. And often those lives were challenging, difficult, hard work. And at this time, during Ohigan, Shomu, Emperor Shomu's kind of proclaimed this Ohigan time as a time in which we could enjoy hearing the teachings of the Buddha. And both at the spring equinox and at the autumn equinox. Ohigan literally means the other shore, to go to the other shore. And that other shore represents enlightenment, nirvana. This shore is the world of samsara, of the world of difficulties. Again, it's that difficulties which Buddhism addresses and tries to resolve those difficulties. So to go from the world of samsara, the world of difficulties, to the world of enlightenment or the Pure Land. That's really what Buddhism is about. How do we go from this world to that world of enlightenment? In some traditions of Buddhism, that other world is someplace off in the distance somewhere, and we can find that in the descriptions of Buddhist, Pure Land Buddhism, that we are here on this shore, and we're supposed to go to that other shore. And whether we take that as an actual state, an actual place, or whether we understand that metaphorically, perhaps, that we move from unenlightenment to enlightenment is the intent of the teachings of the Buddha. The world of unenlightenment characterized by difficulties, the world of enlightenment freed from difficulties. How we move from this world to that world is a matter of, again, cultivating a mind that simply sees things as they are. As Dennis mentioned, this Sambujo, which we read at the beginning, before the sutra chanting, that first piece, there are 3 lines to it. The first line welcomes and invites the Buddha Amida. The second line welcomes and invites the Buddha Shakyamuni Buddha. And then the third line welcomes and invites the Buddhas of the 10 directions. And the Buddhas of the 10 directions are Buddhas everywhere. It's not just here or off in the distance, but Buddhas are everywhere. And that Buddhas represent this state of being free from difficulties. And if Buddhas are everywhere, that means Buddhas are everywhere. I think it was Steve Martin who said, here, yeah, here. And I don't know what he was talking about, or here, but just like that, Buddhas are here, Buddhas are here, Buddhas are here. No matter where we are, Buddhas are present. It's not Buddha off in the distance. But our inability to see things as they are causes us to see nirvana, experience nirvana, engage nirvana from a perspective, and to see that as samsara, the world of difficulties. Our own limitations, our own imperfections, causes that to happen. And that's not unusual. That's not something that's extraordinary. I don't know, some of you may enjoy durian. Anybody? Durian? The fruit? Some do enjoy durian. You can't take that on a plane. It's illegal to take that on a plane because it's so smelly. You can't. In some parts of the world, it's illegal to take durian on the plane. I mean, so for some people, it's a delicious fruit. Creamy and vanilla-y. It's kind of vanilla taste to it. But, yeah. So, not so much. But, right, it's the same fruit, two very different experiences. Same thing with, I kind of have a thing about food, but natto, for some of you, natto, yeah? Some of you like natto? Yeah, right? Some of you not like natto? Yeah, see, some of you not like natto. Same thing, same household. So, natto, no natto. So the same thing, right? It's the same, you can even take it out of the same package and someone like it, someone like it. It's just how we perceive the world in which we live. And again, when Buddhism is suggesting that we have a tendency to see the world through our preferences, our likes and dislikes. When we think about Ohigan, the other shore, going to the other shore, it is that it reminds us of how difficult it can be to go from here to there. It might seem like a simple matter. Even if Buddha, even if enlightenment is all around us, even if we are surrounded by Buddhas, to be able to see and to experience, to engage that distance between samsara and enlightenment, to traverse that distance can be challenging, can be very difficult. In Jodo Shinshu, we understand, and this is through the Pure Land tradition of Buddhism, as described by Honen and Shinran, that enlightenment itself moves us toward the resolution of difficulties. Amida Buddha, infinite wisdom, infinite compassion, affirms us as we are and moves us toward enlightenment. Knowing that we are unenlightened beings here in samsara, looking to try to get to the Pure Land, recognizing, I can't get there through my own effort, as committed as I might be to trying to get there, recognizing my own inability, hearing that Amida Buddha assures us as we are, allows me to be able to appreciate what I am experiencing, be able to be a part of where I am now. That Ohigan, being able to kind of set down your daily, everyday kind of routines, even if it's only twice a year, to be able to hear the teachings of the Buddha, to be able to set down those kinds of busyness that we have in our regular day, allows us to perhaps enjoy and appreciate what we are experiencing, even in the midst of being in samsara. Knowing that we are affirmed as we are allows us to appreciate what we are able to experience. Mindful of our limitations, knowing that we are assured of the experience of enlightenment. We are grateful for having had that assurance extended to myself. I respond and I say Namo Amida Butsu in gratitude and appreciation for the assurance of Amida Buddha that provides for the enlightenment of all beings. Today, as we participate in this Ohigan service, knowing of samsara and the other shore, nirvana, understanding the difficulty of traversing that distance. Although that distance may be infinitesimal or infinite, the distance between samsara and nirvana is only a matter of my inability to perceive things as they are. But as difficult as it is to transform that, to change that, I'm still assured through the vow of Amida Buddha of the eventual resolution of difficulties. Today, as we participate in this Ohigan service, we are grateful for the assurance of Amida Buddha. Thank you very much, everyone, for your kind attention.
Thank you, Rinban Sakamoto. Will you please all rise for the singing of Ondokusan II, which is on page 76. Thank you, Larry.
Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you. Please be seated.
Thank you to Rinban Sakamoto, Reverend Mikame, Sumitanabe, our musician Michael Ushihara, and Steve Onishi, who's handling the streaming today. Are there any announcements?
Good morning. My name is Lynn Yamaichi, and I am here to tell you a little bit about Generations Unite, or remind you that our event is in 2 weeks on April 1st. We are going to be raising funds for our new building that all of us will enjoy, and it'll be across the street. Casino night, is for everyone. You don't have to like gambling, or if you don't want to gamble, or if you want to learn, this is the place. So come out. If you don't want to gamble, you can still take your poker chips and turn them in for raffle prizes. And we've got a lot of cool raffle prizes, really nice stuff. We're very thankful for all the support of those who have signed up, and also who have donated so much already. So come support, have a good night out with us, and information is in the back if you're interested. Thank you.
Just building upon what Lynn was saying, so this is an opportunity for everyone in the Sangha to participate. It's not a Lotus only. There was some misconception about that this was a Lotus event. It is not. It's for everybody. We're just really lucky that there's some Lotus parents who organize this thing, so please join us if you can. Before I forget, I have to believe this is the first time I've ever heard a Dharma talk mention Steve Martin. It's like, wow, that came out of left field somewhere. I don't know. The other thing I wanted to let you know is we are having our annual golf tournament coming up on April 24th. hopefully you can join us. It'll be held at the Villages Golf Course in San Jose. And then immediately following our round of golf, we're going to return here to the gym and we'll have our banquet. The other thing about the golf tournament, we are selling raffle tickets. We have two raffles. One of them is what we call a special raffle. They're $20 a piece for a ticket. And then the first prize is $4,000 cash. And then there'll be 10 $100 prizes, total of 11 different prizes. And then we also have what we call a regular raffle, which is a bunch of different raffle prizes, different gifts and gift certificates and things. So let's see, the special raffle, I think I mentioned, are $20 a piece, and the regular raffle are $1. We'll start selling them. You can always go to the office to get them. Starting next week, we'll have a table outside. We'll also be selling things outside, depending on the weather. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve and Lynn. That will conclude this morning's service. Please come up and do a shoko, offer incense. And if the newcomers have any questions, I'm sure the ministers would be happy to talk to you. Thank you for coming out. Thank you, Sensei.
So